What happens when a reporter tries to corner Pierre Poilievre with a loaded question about gender? Well, let's just say it didn't go as planned. In a moment that's now going viral, Poilievre didn't just answer the question, he dismantled it, leaving the reporter at a loss for words. The interesting part is that this was not just a clever comeback. It was a strategic move that highlighted the disconnect between political elites and the real issues facing Canadians. In this video, we'll break down the exchange that's got everyone talking, show how Poilievre turned a gotcha question into a rallying cry for common sense, and reveal the bigger picture. A leader who's laser-focused on the real issues, poverty, crime, and affordability, while his opponents are stuck playing identity politics. Is this the kind of leadership Canada desperately needs? Let's dive in and find out. The viral exchange, Poilievre versus reporter. It all started with a question that seemed designed to trap Pierre Poilievre. A reporter asked if Poilievre would support former US President Donald Trump's executive order recognizing only 2 genders. But instead of falling for it, Poilievre turned the tables with a response that left everyone stunned.
On his first day on the job, President Trump signed an executive order, the U.S. government only recognizing 2 genders, male, female, they're unchangeable. If elected as prime minister, is that something that you're going to kind of walk in line with, or what are your feelings on that executive order?
Well, I don't know. Do you have any other genders that you'd like to name?
With a calm smile, Poilievre asked the reporter if he could name any other genders. The reporter, clearly caught off guard, stumbled through his answer and eventually said, "I am a cis man." Poilievre's reaction? A laugh that filled the room, showing just how ridiculous he thought the question was.
There's personally, I am a man. I am a, as people say, cis man. There are people there who, they say they're gender neutral. Well, you are a man. Yes, there are people there who say they're gender neutral. Yeah, they say they're gender neutral. They're a trans person. Is that something that you would recognize here? Whereas in the States, at least with their U.S. government, the way they're seeing it, there's only 2.
I'm only aware of 2, but I mean, if you come up with another list, then you're welcome to do that. But I'm aware of 2.
But Poilievre didn't stop there. He made it clear that he only recognizes 2 genders, men and women, and even invited the reporter to share a list of others if he had one. The exchange quickly went viral, with many praising Poilievre for standing his ground and handling the question with humor and confidence. This wasn't just about a funny moment. Poilievre used the question to make a bigger point. He said the government should mind its own business and let people make their own personal decisions. Instead of focusing on identity politics, he shifted the conversation to real problems like poverty, crime, and the rising cost of living.
As far as I'm concerned, we should have a government that just minds its own damn business and leaves people alone to make their own personal decisions. That's the kind of government I'm going to run.
This moment shows why so many Canadians are paying attention to Poilievre. He's not afraid to push back against the media and focus on the issues that matter most to everyday people. It's moments like these that are making him stand out as a leader who understands what Canadians are really worried about. Before we continue, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, why not take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel? Believe it or not, over 98% of you watch without subscribing. Hitting that button is free and helps us out more than you know. Thanks a bunch. Now let's get back to the video. Poilievre's pivot to real issues. After shutting down the reporter's question, Poilievre didn't waste any time shifting the focus to what he believes really matters to Canadians. Instead of getting stuck in debates about identity politics, he brought up the serious problems facing the country, problems that many feel the current government is ignoring.
I just have to be honest with you. I just saw your segment on homeless encampments that are popping up all over Toronto. We've got 25% of our population in poverty. Housing costs have doubled. Crime is rampaging through our streets. I just find it to be a strange priority to spend time talking about this. My priority is to give people back control of their lives, bring back Canada's promise that anyone who works hard gets a powerful paycheck and pension that buys affordable food, gas, and homes in safe neighborhoods. That's the promise we need for Canadians.
Poilievre pointed out that homelessness is rising. 25% of Canadians are living in poverty. Housing costs have doubled, and crime is out of control. He called it a strange priority to focus on gender labels when so many people are struggling just to get by. He then explained his vision for Canada, a country where hard work pays off, where people can afford food, gas, and homes, and where neighborhoods are safe again. Poilievre made it clear that these are the issues he's focused on, not the distractions that he says the Liberal government is obsessed with.
If Liberals want to talk about different labels for gender that they want to put on passports in the United States, they can do that. I'm going to talk about the things that will bring home Canada's promise.
This moment wasn't just about answering a question, it was about showing Canadians what kind of leader Poilievre wants to be. He's positioning himself as someone who listens to the struggles of everyday people and is ready to take action to fix them. By turning the conversation to affordability, safety, and poverty, Poilievre is making it clear that he's focused on the issues that matter most. Poilievre's broader vision for Canada. Poilievre didn't just stop at calling out the problems Canadians are facing, he also shared his plan to fix them. In another speech, he sent a strong message to former US President Donald Trump and laid out his vision for Canada's future.
President Trump has said he wants to tariff our country. We cannot afford economically destructive liberal taxes that will drive even more business and jobs out of our country. We need to stand strong. My message to President Trump is this: Canada will never be the 51st state, and not only that, the free ride is over. The era of liberal tax increases and anti-development policies that have driven $500 billion of our money south of the border is over.
Poilievre made it clear that Canada will never bow to outside pressure, whether it's from Trump or anyone else. But he also pointed out that the Liberal government's high taxes and anti-business policies have driven $500 billion out of Canada and into the US. He called this the free ride for other countries, and he promised to end it. His plan: lower taxes, cut unnecessary rules, and create a strong economy where businesses can thrive. Poilievre said this would bring back jobs and production to Canada, giving people powerful paychecks that can actually cover the cost of food, gas, and housing.
I will be cutting taxes, removing red tape, and unleashing free enterprise to bring home hundreds of billions of dollars of production and paychecks to this country. We will be a fierce free enterprise economy that delivers powerful paychecks to our people, that will allow anyone from anywhere to achieve anything, that guarantees that hard work gets you a powerful paycheck that buys affordable food and homes in safe neighborhoods. That is how we bring it home for Canada.
Poilievre's message is simple. He wants to make Canada a place where anyone can succeed if they work hard. He's promising a government that focuses on helping people afford their lives and feel safe in their communities. This vision is a big part of why Poilievre is gaining so much attention. While his opponents focus on identity politics and distractions, he's talking about the things that matter most to Canadians: jobs, affordability, and safety. It's a message that's resonating with people who feel left behind by the current government. Poilievre's plan to cut the federal public service. Poilievre's focus on affordability and government efficiency doesn't stop at taxes and red tape. It also extends to the federal public service. Recently, Poilievre announced that if elected, he would cut the size of the federal public service, arguing that Canada has far too many bureaucrats. According to government data, the public service has grown from 257,000 employees in 2015 to nearly 368,000 in 2024. Poilievre says this bloated workforce is one of the reasons the federal deficit has skyrocketed under the Liberals. But Poilievre's stance isn't just about cutting costs, it's also about improving productivity. He pointed to chronic delays in services like passport processing and immigration applications as evidence that the current system isn't working. A recent report found that nearly a quarter of federal performance targets were missed annually between 2018 and 2022. Poilievre says public servants need clear assignments and better monitoring to ensure they're getting the job done. Pierre Poilievre's exchange with the reporter wasn't just a viral moment, it was a glimpse into the kind of leader he wants to be. By shutting down a question about gender politics and shifting the focus to real issues like poverty, crime, and affordability, Poilievre showed why so many Canadians are starting to rally behind him. He's not afraid to challenge the media, call out the government's failures, and offer a clear vision for Canada's future. From his promise to cut taxes and bring back jobs to his focus on making life more affordable, Poilievre is positioning himself as the leader who will bring common sense back to Canadian politics. But the question remains, is this the kind of leadership Canada needs right now? Or is it just another political performance? We want to hear from you. Do you think Pierre Poilievre's no-nonsense approach is what Canada needs to fix its biggest problems? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on Canadian politics.